Okay guys, another video for you here. And I'll just be blunt, a lot of you ain't gonna like this video. It's just the cold hard truth and facts of the world that we live in. I don't understand it. I don't pretend to understand it. Don't agree with probably 99% of it. But this is where we are. And I'm going to take just a few things here. We won't go back that far in time because most people just tend to forget after a few days. But let's take what's been going on here in Texas. It's been a pretty hard week for the people of Texas down here. Starting off with the 18-wheeler accident on I-20. And then of course y'all have all heard of the flooding down in south central Texas, Hill Country area. Let's just take some of that and look at it, dissect it. There ain't gonna be no answers in this video. And there's plenty of blame to go around for everybody. As far as the flooding and the Kerrville and that tragedy goes, I personally would blame the local government officials for the main cause of that disaster. All of those counties down there around those rivers are very well aware of the flooding possibility and the ongoing flooding problems that they have. This is not the first time that that area has flooded. And I personally have been to that river hundreds of times. I've traveled through that area hundreds of times, down those roads hundreds of times. I have seen that river flood myself many times, with houses floating down and, you know, the worst of the worst. And yet all of these local public officials, mayors, city councils, all of these people down there that collect taxes and revenue off of the tourism industry are to blame for what has happened there, because those public officials have not put in any kind of warning system for any of those river systems down there. And there are a couple that people come, you know, tourist attractions to tube and camp. Those warnings systems should have been put in long ago, and they were all denied for cost. You know, a couple of $100,000 the city would have to spend to put up some kind of siren. It's 2025, man. And we can't have some kind of warning system about a flood on a river. They sure don't have no problem collecting those taxes and revenue from all of those people that come down there. And trust me, it's not cheap to send your kids to one of those camps. Several $1,000s, all right? That's the second people to blame, are the people at these camps. They are well aware of the flooding potential for that river. All of the people that live along that river, have businesses along that river, campsites along that river, they are all very well aware of the flooding possibility of that river. They are to blame. The parents of those kids are to blame. Me personally, I would never send my kids off to some camp for some other people to take care of and entrust their lives to. It doesn't take a real bright person to know that rivers have a tendency to flood. They've been flooding for 1,000,000 years before we were here, and they will continue to flood. It was only 30 or 40 years ago that Many, many, many people, including children, lost their lives on the same river. This ain't the first time that it's happened, folks, and it ain't going to be the last. As far as all of y'all people living next to that river with businesses next to that river, y'all all knew it was possible. Why do many of you carry flood insurance? Exactly. The smartest thing to do is not live by a river, or the ocean for that matter. It's the same stupid people that keep rebuilding in Florida, knowing that hurricanes are going to come, and then they want to whine and cry when there is a disaster. It's tragic, and I feel sorry for those people, but y'all all brought it on yourself, each and every one of you. As far as the city folks goes, the city representatives, they should all be fired and hanged as far as I care. Don't want to spend a little $100,000 or a couple of $100,000 to put in some kind of siren warning system. It's possible. Just spend a few bucks, you know. That gets into the revenue of the taxes and money they collect from all the tourism coming down there. They don't want to spend none of that money they're collecting to make things any safer. That's exactly what you get for depending on your government. It's exactly what you can expect, just like those people in North Carolina, just like people all over the United States. Disasters happen every day, and people don't even use their brain anymore. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that these places flood. They have for millions of years. How do you think that river was even formed? But don't take no self-responsibility on yourself and, think about what could happen. And you're putting your family in danger, your business in danger. I watched a video earlier about a guy crying and boo-hooing and bawling because his business got flooded. He only had $10 or $15 million Ferraris sitting around in there that he was working on. Starting a GoFundMe page to help them rebuild. Okay, if you can afford 10 or 15 Ferraris, not only should you have insurance already on your business, but I'm sure all of those owners of those Ferraris had insurance as well. And if they didn't, that's your own dumbass fault. I hate to be so blunt on a tragedy, but YouTube's the same way. All of these people now collecting in, cashing in on the YouTube videos about the flooding down in Kerrville and the flooding down in Texas, all rushing down here to fly their drones and take pictures and look at all this hysteria and catastrophe happening. It's just the latest, newest disaster that they can cash in on by making videos on YouTube. Y'all guys are just a bunch of fuckheads. I hate to be so blunt, guys, but people in general, the masses in this country, and I would more than likely go to say the entire world, are just a bunch of dumbasses. Can't even think for yourself, wanting the government to bail you out, needing FEMA money, wanting the government to give you a check because you don't want to get out and work, bitching and complaining and moaning about everything. Look at the trucker up there that killed 5-6 people last week on I-20 from Cuba, not even an American citizen, and the government allows them to come in here and let them drive. Stupid. We allow the government to allow them to do it. Y'all all thinking about change and stuff's gonna get better and things are gonna change. There ain't nothing gonna change. It is only gonna get worse, people. The same thing I've been telling you for years on this channel. It is only gonna get worse. Trump ain't gonna come in and save you jack crap. Ever since his first term, it ain't been nothing but lies and corruption and theft and money. The same old thing government is good for. How long is the list of lies that Trump told you? How much of it can people not even keep up with anymore? It's impossible. How about stopping that Ukraine war in 24 hours? Complete and utter lie. It changes from day to day. We're helping Ukraine. We're not helping Ukraine. We're sending Ukraine weapons. We're not sending Ukraine weapons. We're almost out of weapons. Putin's not agreeing to it. I'm mad at Putin. Wah, wah, wah. I'm mad at Elon. Elon gonna start another party. All of y'all for following and believing that crap are a bunch of retards. Straight up, that's all there is to it. Wanting the government to bail you out. Want the government to take care of me. Bunch of fucking pussies. That's all y'all are. That's all this country has become. There ain't nobody gonna stand up and do nothing about anything that's happening. Wanting the RFK to save you from all of the commercial fattening food that you're eating because you can't control yourself. It is shameful. I'm ashamed to be considered part of it. You know, and just because you're here, you're considered part of it. The lies, Israeli lies, Iran lies, war lies, corruption lies, Doge lies, money lies, tax lies. Whatever happened to abolishing the IRS? What happened to helping the American people? Name me one of y'all out there that's been helped by all of this. Prices of food are up, prices of gas are up, prices of insurance are up, interest rates are up, inflation is up, price of oil is up. It's costing you more. This whole deal is costing you more. And you can sit there and make every excuse that you want for Trump, and it's the same old bullshit. The same bullshit that you have been fed 100 years, longer than any of you were alive. And there ain't nobody gonna do anything about it to change it. For one, they can't. For two, they don't want to. And for three, the government has gotten away with it for so long, they ain't gonna change. He is part of the problem. He is only going to bring more problems to you. I can guarantee it. All of y'all religious zealots out there, oh, praise God, they found 2 of those girls alive 30 foot in a tree. You know, it was the same God that killed those other 100 people. Killed all of those people in North Carolina. Kills people every day all around the United States, all around the world as far as that goes. That's the same one that you're praising to for saving those 2 girls. What a bunch of idiots. It's hopeless, guys. That's why I've told y'all the whole time to prepare and put back and get ready for what's fixing to happen, what is happening. You can deny it all you want. It makes me no difference, and I really don't give a shit what y'all think about me or care about me or unsubscribe. I never got on YouTube to make the clicks and videos and views and money. It wasn't about that. The masses of people, millions and millions, hundreds of millions of people. Most people can't even wrap their head around that number. Hundreds of millions of people are going to go along to get along. Talk shit to me because I pay a couple of $100 tax stamp to own my suppressed weapon or my SBR weapon. Get down on your knees and beg for that driver's license. Get down on your knees and beg for that income tax. Get down on your knees and beg for all that sales tax and regulation that you already do. Don't deny it. Just because I paid $200 for my tax stamp makes me a dumbass, you're a fucking retard. The government has you by the balls and they're only squeezing harder and harder and harder. And they're going to continue to do it. Because ain't nobody going to stand up and do anything about it. What are you going to do? Oh, well, it's the weather manipulation and depopulation and y'all are a bunch of dumbasses. There's no doubt the government is controlling the weather, all right? But for them to conjure up some storm down here in central Texas to kill 100 people for depopulation, you're a freaking idiot. There were thousands and thousands and thousands of kids born today across the U.S. Wiping out 100 ain't gonna do no good down there in the hill country. And don't get off on some tangent about, oh, well, there's lithium buried down there. That's why they did it. You're a bunch of dumbasses. They don't need to conjure up some storm to run people off of their land. They got eminent domain, and Trump ain't afraid to use it. He's been doing it. Gonna continue to do it. If they want what's under your land, they're gonna take it. They don't need to drive up some storm and flood you out. You're freaking retards, man. People can't use their brain at all. It's turned off. Can't even take care of yourself. You can't better yourself. You can't do nothing for yourself. You're dependent on the government to take care of you. It's hopeless, guys. I have met a few decent people out there that I would trust, but 98% of them, they just don't click. They don't get it. They don't care. Can't do nothing about it. They're already, they're already in the Agenda 2030. You're going to own nothing and you're going to be happy. You're going to eat shitty food. You're going to get shitty health care. All right? You're going to pay exuberant prices on everything. How about them tariffs for old Trumpy? Yeah, 55% coming from China. Guess who's paying that? You are. You've seen all the prices go up. Don't deny it. Oh, yeah, great deal. Great deal. Meanwhile, they're only paying, 15 or 20% on our stuff, but we get hit with a 55. And all of y'all MAGA just signing up to pay for it all and accept it and take it. Stupid and irrelevant. I'm still doing my thing. We got other plans in the mix. I don't know what to tell y'all guys. More bullshit. That is what's coming. And you out there in Slavelandia are going to pay the price for it. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Where are you at? Tell me one thing that has helped you. Just one. Tell me down there in the comments. Tell me one thing that's helped you. I'll keep it short. I know y'all ain't gonna tune in for all that complaining and ranting anyway, so. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay aware. It is only gonna get worse. Things are getting worse. It has gotten worse, and if you can't see it, you're what I call a statistic. Thanks.